Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I hope you have enjoyed today's show as we have gone through a series of interviews that we were able to do at this year's Wilderness Wildlife Week over in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I really appreciate the good folks over there at mypigeonforge.com. I've been saving these interviews. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned a lot on today's show because maybe you have a little bit more respect for the possum. And, of course, our good friend Daryl Radijak does a wonderful job with the TWRA. And Daryl migrated down here from Buffalo, New York, and is a big hockey fan, and we've been talking hockey early on with Greg Ratliff, who has got on his Blackhawks outfit and playing the Predators in the Stanley Cup. Now the Stanley Cup is really is that the final series, or are we in the?
They call the entire playoffs the Stanley Cup playoffs because that's the ultimate. The ultimate goal at the end of it is the cup. But yeah, you can go either. It's technically for the Stanley Cup, so you could say that however, really. Okay.
And I've learned a lot that Greg is from Ottawa, Illinois, and so that's the home of the Douglas Lincoln debates. And throw in a plug there, buddy. I think that's a pretty cool place.
Yeah, it's Ottawa's a really fun town. There's the history there with that is awesome. It was one of the 7 sites of the Lincoln Douglas debates. And I think it was 1858,
yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Right before I was born. Yeah, okay. yeah.
And then right there close by, we have a couple beautiful state parks, Starved Rock State Park.
Starved Rock.
Which it's an absolutely beautiful park, canyons and waterfalls and miles of hiking trails. It's overlooking the Illinois River. It's just beautiful.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And right close by, there's a Matheson State Park, which also has a lot of canyons and walking trails.
Now, this is right between Peoria and Rockford, about middle way, you say?
Well, yeah, probably about, we're right in the middle of the northern part of the state. So we're right along Interstate 80.
Okay,
so
right on Interstate 80.
And there's so much beautiful stuff there. And Ottawa's a fun little town, little 19,000 people. Okay. Nice small town, but
yeah,
it's just beautiful things to do, all within a short drive. We're an hour and a half drive from Chicago, hour and a half from Peoria, hour and a half from Rockford. We're right in the middle of everything.
Okay, we'll send that tape to the Ottawa Chamber of Commerce, and Greg will now have a plaque up on the wall there for his hometown. But I didn't know that. But anyway, so appreciate that from him. But I hope you enjoyed Lee Stetson playing John Muir. Just to sit with Lee. And to see him, just Google Lee Stetson, Google John Muir, and see what Lee looks like. We're going to post that on lroutdoors.com. A lot of these folks got some pictures up on them, but Lee looks just like John Muir. What do you think about it? And he's got a buddy that travels with him a lot of time. It does Teddy Roosevelt, and of course talks a lot about Yosemite. So anyway, and then Kathy Gwynn. I could go into great details about Kathy, about how she went to the Smokies on vacations from the Dakotas and ended up, her and her husband decided to move down there, and then he passed away not long after they moved there. And then she is remarried, and she is a volunteer at the Smoke. Just a great time. Anyway, let me wrap up what's going on around here on this Mid-South Outdoors Report, as we try to do. And once again, Frank Barton would normally be in here, but Frank could not be here today, so it's me and Greg. But a lot of things going on here in the middle of April. I know turkey season's going on. I'm going to give you some reports on that on next week's show. Had a chance, and I'm going out right after the show today to hunt in North Mississippi. With the great folks down there in the tourism department. I'm going to be down there later today near Holly Springs. The weather, there's a chance of rain. It seemed like it's raining all the time. I got soaked on the White River, I can tell you that. But and then I'm going to try to hunt there again on Monday. But we'll be talking a lot about. I'm hearing lots of good reports from turkey hunting, and we're going to have a lot of reports on that for next week's show. But that's going on right now in the heart of the turkey season. The dogwoods are blooming, the turkeys are gobbling, and the crappie are spawning. I saw some great pictures, and we've posted on lroutdoors.com that 3 .1 pound crappie was caught up at Kentucky Lake, and Vic Thayer's been sending me some crappie fishing. My good friend Robbie Jordan. A lot of things going on crappie fishing wise, and we want to let you know about that. And I just found out an event, and we're going to talk a lot about it as we get closer to May. Not only the 24th, if I'm not mistaken, the 24th. Yes, 24th is the St. Jude Bass Classic down at Sardis. And we know that Timmy Horton's going to be down there. They think Bill Dance is going to be down there. And they're going to catch a lot of fish at Sardis on the 24th at the St. Jude Bass Classic. But also on the 30th, I just found out about this, at Pickwick. It's the Pickwick Lake Bass Classic, Catch a Dream Foundation, benefiting Catch a Dream Foundation. That's May the 30th at Pickwick Lake State Park. You can go to catchadream.org/Pickwick. And I just found out about this tournament, and we're going to have some folks to talk to you a little bit about that. So back to back, we got the St. Jude Bass Classic at Sardis on the 24th, and then we've got the Catch a Dream Pickwick Lake Bass Classic on May the 30th at Pickwick Lake. Two great events going on in May. And I'm really excited, folks. You know, April 29th, what that is. That is the opening of the Bass Pro Shops. I saw they were having some trouble deciding how much they could clean it on one side. It's so expensive just to. Can you imagine washing windows? You know.
Not only are you that high up, you're at that angle too.
The angle, yeah. So they're going to they're washing the side that everybody can see. So if you come up from the north, it's gonna cost a lot to get the north side, and that's where everybody's going to park back in the back. But the 29th, and we're going to try to have on the show here Michael Alvarado, hopefully, and I think we may talk to Michael next week or something along that line. Not only about baseball, because he's a former professional umpire, but also a little bit about the new Bass Pro Pyramid, because Michael is now the manager of the existing store. That's what they call I'm not allowed to use the word OLD, because the existing store will still stay there right there at Macon and Sycamore View off the interstate, and it'll still be around when they open up that unbelievable Bass Pro Shop Pyramid, and that's going to be quite an event. When I was at Gaston's this past week for the media gathering, we had about 30 outdoor writers and communicators from all the way from Georgia to Kansas to Louisiana to Mississippi, the Tennessee, Arkansas, all over, and they were all asking about the pyramid, you know, and they're wondering about it and everything like that. And I told them, yes, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and if you want to book a room, you better hurry up and do it, because the governor's suite may be already filled. I don't know. The rooms, they may already be filled from that. But you need to check out and go to Bass Pro Shop's website and find out if indeed there are any space left. But that's the same weekend as Memphis in May.
It's going to be a very, very busy weekend downtown.
Yeah, and we hope the Grizzlies are still playing. And so if they are, I don't know what the schedule. I saw it, the playoff schedule, and I don't know if you know, they're with the Portland. So
I think it would be into the second round by then.
Yeah, it should be, shouldn't it?
Should be like into the second round by then.
Yeah, but if they're playing and the Memphis in May and the Pyramid opens up on the same weekend, wow, just be prepared for that for those people that are coming down for that. I'm looking forward to it, though, and I'm looking forward to next week's show also. Let me tell you a little bit about that. Ron Wall, Bill Cooksey will be in studio. It's a fourth Saturday. And they will be in the studio. They're going to talk about this trip to Gaston's that we all had. It was the first time for Bill to join the group, and I'm sure he's going to put together something for the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing News. But great time at Gaston's, and Ron has been just filling up LROutdoors.com and Facebook with all of his pictures and videos and things along that line. So like us on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, LROutdoors.com, and go to our website, LROutdoors.com, and Guy Trebo is our webmaster, is just really putting it together. We're also going to talk to Josh Gowan. He is with Wired to Fish, and he's going to explain to us how Wired to Fish came up with their top 10 lakes in the United States for trophy crappie. And guess how many were from Mississippi? How about 5? 5 of the top 10 lakes for trophy crappie came out of Mississippi, and number 1 was Grenada. So, and that's not Grenada, as some people have something said up north.
I'm guilty of that.
Well, that's okay. That's close. That's close enough. But it is. It's just like it's not Cairo, Illinois, right? It's Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah. You try to explain that to me, Illinois man.
Well, the Lafayette and Lafayette thing is.
Oh
still,
yeah, that's that. We could go into that for all these things, But Paris is still Paris, in Tennessee and Texas and all the other Parises, But anyway, we're going to talk to Josh next week on Wired to Fish about that. And then we're going to talk to Bob George. You know how much I love knives. Bob's the director of sales and marketing for Buck Knives. How about that? And Buck Knives has come up with some new super knives. I've got one of them in my pocket. You will not believe. Ron Wong's always talking about how lightweight those Lew's reels are. I've got one of the new Buck Knives that it will blow your mind how light it is, and it's in camo. It's wonderful, and of course it's a weapon for me. I mean, it's not. It's my self-defense that I don't have to have a permit for it, but I have to watch where I go. But anyway. Appreciate all y'all listening in on Outdoors with Larry Ray. I hope you enjoyed the show. That's Wilderness Wildlife Week. Go to that mypigeonforge.com and you'll find out all about next year. Again, Greg Ratliff, thank you for being with us. We missed you, Frank Barton, but we'll talk to you again next time. This is Larry Ray reminding you, as I do each and every week, that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.